This is Brian Abbott. So Brian, if you want, why don't you come up on stage here? Brian is the Institutional Committee Liaison at the Mother Church in Boston, which maybe some of you have heard of. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys and all the great work that you're doing, and looking forward to a great conference this weekend. How's the sound? Good, excellent. Well, it's great to see you all. I am delighted to be here, grateful to be here, grateful for the work that each of you is doing, grateful for those of you who organized this conference, and grateful to have a little spot on the agenda tonight. So, as Gabe said, I'm the Mother Church's Institutional Committee Liaison, and I'll be concise and just hit a few top-line issues here so we can get to dinner. But if you have questions you would like to explore in more detail, or ideas you have that you want to take deep dive into, please seek me out during the breaks tonight or tomorrow. I'd be happy to have in-depth conversation with anybody. So I will speak to current developments, to how the Mother Church supports the work, and do a quick review of institutional committee basics. So current developments. The first content from the Christian Science Publishing Society appeared on prison tablets last summer. Yes. Yes, so this was in the Washington, D.C. system, and the book was Science and Health, and it was added to their tablets in both English and in Spanish. And several months later, early this year, thanks to some great support from the Board of Lectureship, 8 lectures were made available to the DC system as well. Those include 4 short-form lectures of 15 to 20 minutes each, and 4 full-length lectures of about an hour apiece. And I think those 4 short-form lectures may have originated from a lecture series here in Dallas several years ago. So these 2 resources, the Science and Health and the 8 lectures, these are available and ready to go. We can place these on tablets in any system, so if you know a receptive prison administrator or a tablet point person in your facility, I would be delighted to be put in touch with that individual and see if we can get a conversation started. And meant to mention, those lectures are all being dubbed into Spanish right now as well. Grateful for this breakthrough, getting onto the DC tablets, but overall it's been a slow process. And I invite you to join me in prayer to continue to see roadblocks removed. 3 stand out. One is business interests trumping inmates' interests. Another is understaffing in our prisons. And a third is the general belief that an unfoldment is not a revealing of an idea from God, but it's a human process taking place in a complicated world where it's normal for there to be obstructions and roadblocks and stalling and new ideas even getting strangled. So I meet this in prayer by knowing it's the divine right of every inmate to have access to the understanding of their spiritual identity as God's child, and to the rules for bringing this out in practice. And that this fact must govern human experience because there's nothing that can go up against God and oppose it. Another current development was a online institutional meeting that we had back in March. There were great breakout sessions on tablets, on the post-release experience, on ministering in non-prison settings, and on the wide variety of ways in which Christian Science chaplains are ministering in their facilities. A recording will be available soon, I hope. So I will be announcing that as soon as it's available. Let's see. 2, how does the Mother Church support the work? The Mother Church supports the work basically in 3 ways. First is the Institutional Committee position, which I hold, Institutional Committee Liaison position. That's principally, as the word liaison implies, about making connections. So I can help connect those of you out in the field with the departments at the Mother Church, the Bible lesson products folks, the billing and subscriptions people, the Board of Lectureship, or other departments you need to talk to. I can also help connect those of you out in the field with others out in the field. Maybe you have questions about, your institutional committee has questions about bylaws, or a website, or guidelines for chaplains. You're free to use the list of institutional committees on the Mother Church website and reach out to any of them, but you can also come to me and I may be able to point you directly to an institutional committee that I know will have relevant information for you. And then there's the next point. Oh, the Mother Church also supports the work through responding to inmate letters. When we get a letter, if it's about content in one of the magazines, we forward the letter to the magazine for a response. If it's a question about Christian Science, we send it to the institutional committee in the inmate state for a response. And if it is if there's no institutional committee in the state, then the Mother Church responds and includes in that response an offer to follow with a copy of the Bible and the Christian Science textbook. And a third way the Mother Church supports the work is financially. And this also kind of breaks down into three categories. The first is discount subscriptions and discounted pricing on subscriptions in literature. And I'm happy to announce that there is now discount pricing for institutional work for the full text. Yes. Yep. So this includes both gift subscriptions and continuity subscriptions. Gift subscriptions meaning a single copy sent to an individual inmate directly, typically billed annually. And continuity subscriptions, which are usually multiple subscriptions sent to a single address from which they will be disseminated. And usually those are ongoing in nature and billed monthly. So these are in place in the system. You can call or email and order these for your work now. Second way the Mother Church supports the work financially is through the bulk license program. This program allows you to print and distribute your own copies of the Bible lesson, the Sentinel, the Heralds, and the Journal. This can save you money, can also kind of shorten lead times when you've got a new subscription you're trying to start up or a change of address you're trying to push through. And the third way the Mother Church supports the work is through a program out of the Treasurer's Office, which will reimburse an institutional committee up to 40% of its literature costs when there's a financial need. And lastly, third and lastly, quick overview of institutional committee basics. So an institutional committee can be anything from a small committee in a single branch to the combined effort of many branches within a state or even crossing state borders, and that may have its own bylaws, its own state recognition, its own board, its own bank account, and so on. At the end of the day, however, an institutional committee is simply a structure that gives folks a framework for making collaborative decisions, for ensuring that there's order and accountability in financial and administrative matters, ensures the facilities in which we work that we have lines of oversight and accountability in place, and also helps ensure the work continues beyond the tenure of any one individual or individuals. So that's my presentation. Be happy to speak with any of you in detail during the breaks, and I thank you for your attention, and back to you, Gabe.